Good morning, very good morning to all of you. I hope you are doing good, fit, and fine, energetic, enthusiastic, happy. Yes, good morning, everyone. So, guys, we completed our first lecture of professional ethics. It is complete in simple English, and we saw basic background, introduction. We saw section 1, section 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are through till section number 8. Now, moving ahead, we are going to the next part, that is section 9 to 18. Now, listen, guys. Now, these sections are not very important. They are not very important. To be very honest, ICAI module has not focused on them, but then I thought these are very important and basic things about the council which a chartered accountant or a CA student should know. So I have covered them. Okay, and you never know the way ICAI sometimes drafts paper, they may get into these things also. Let's see one by one. So we need a governing body which is going to run the show, which is going to run CA Institute and its members. What about the constitution? Council is going to have 32 elected members. So 32 members will come through elections, and 8 members will be nominated by central government. So in totality, Council of ICAI is going to have 40 members. So it's a team of 40 members which take decisions for the whole CA fraternity, for the whole CA profession. That's interesting. What is the term of the council? Government runs for 5 years. What about the council? Council is going to function for 3 years. Tenure is 3 years. Every year in December, not every year, every 3 years in December, Jan, it starts from December. Generally in the month of December, you will see the elections happening, central council elections happening in December. Then we'll talk about regional councils also. Regional council elections happen. Then the branch elections happen. So the month of December and Jan is generally dedicated for elections in CA fraternity. And that is after the end of the income tax season. So they have selected strategically these months for elections. The tenure continues for 3 years. And then this council selects president and vice president. Their tenure is 1 year. We have president for 1 year and vice president for 1 year, and then it is an unsaid understanding that vice president automatically becomes president. Okay. Those are very simple things. 3 years, and when it comes to president and vice president, it is 1 year. Now, what are the functions of the council? So we can divide it in some parts. See, now some functions are very basic and simple and straightforward. Most importantly, they decide the curriculum syllabus. What will be the curriculum syllabus of the CA students, next generation of chartered accountants, what they should study. After course, then they decide about the exams, where there will be, what will be the pattern of the exams, dates of exams, and so on. They think not exactly about the dates, but the pattern of exams and other things. They think about the exams also. Then after exams, articleship, and after articleship, everything gets over. Entry in members register, then maintaining that register of members, then whether foreign professionals can become member. After getting membership, what are the rules of COP and what is the fees members are supposed to pay for membership and COP, and how restoration will happen. So we can see that this is one part. This is one part. And again, if you have seen, I love the flow. I love logical flow. So I have arranged it in logical flow. First comes curriculum, then comes exam, then comes articleship, then comes membership, registers, then come foreign professionals, then comes COP, then comes fees, then come restoration. Now next part, you can say that if we can divide that, this is the one part of the functions. Maintaining status of the institute. Institute, see, if institute has good name, it has good reputation, automatically members will have good name, good reputation. That's important. So maintenance of status. Now for maintaining status, financial assistance in accounting research. If you want to maintain status, if you want to maintain a good name in the industry, you are supposed to do a lot of research and publish a lot of documents. And let me tell you guys, CA Institute publishes many documents in so many areas, whether it is taxation or law or audit or accountancy, they or practice different types of audit, different types of industry. They issue a lot of research material. So financial assistance in accounting research, then having library for that. So this you can consider this as a second part, maintaining the status. For that, doing accounting, helping in accounting research and the library facility. Apart from that, now you need people who monitor whether the quality work is being done by chartered accountants. So to deal with, to talk with, to coordinate with quality review board, very powerful quality review board, to deal with, to talk to quality review board. We are going to study about this later, and in new course we have a separate unit altogether over quality review. Then understanding their recommendation. Every year quality review comes up with a report, understanding their report, understanding their recommendation. And then those chartered accountants who are doing misconduct, punishing them. So dealing with director discipline, board of discipline, disciplinary committee, and compliance of C Act. So we can have three parts like this. One is in logical sequence from course to restoration of membership, then it's about all about status, then it's about quality and disciplinary mechanism. So you can find these three parts. So around 16 functions are there. See, understanding is important, but apart from understanding, you should also know how to remember things. Now we spoke about council, how many members should be there, then what they about their tenure, then president, vice president, their tenure and their functions. Now it's very interesting, who cannot contest elections. Just like we have disqualifications for auditor, on the same lines here we have, it's like disqualifications. You cannot run for elections, you cannot become council member. So simply we have grouped, there are 6. See, grouping helps to remember more and more. More you group, it's difficult to remember 6 points. But if we group them 3 points, then it is easy to understand and easy to remember. So we can say that some are time based and some are straight away not allowed. We are going to study about this misconduct under first schedule and misconduct under second schedule. Basically, in CA Act, there are, you all know that at the end of the act, you are going to see schedule. First schedule, second schedule. So you are going to see schedules. Okay. So if you see They are very simple schedules. So in C Act we have first schedule and second schedule, and these schedules they give list of acts. If you do these acts, it will be considered misconduct, inappropriate, wrong activity, unethical activity. So they give list, first schedule and second schedule. List which is contained in first schedule is considered comparatively it is small misconduct, and list of second schedule is comparatively a bigger misconduct. So if any chartered accountant is found guilty of the first schedule activity, he cannot contest for election for 3 years. After conviction, he cannot go for the elections for 3 years. And if any chartered accountant is found guilty for activities in the second schedule, he cannot contest elections for next 6 years. Okay. Then person who has been auditor of the council, not council exactly, auditor of the CA Institute, financial statement of CA Institute, okay, to maintain his independence, and to ensure that there is sufficient distance between auditor and the entity. It is said that person who did the audit, he cannot contest for elections for next 3 years. So as I said, it is time based. Misconduct under first schedule, you are gone for 3 years. Misconduct under second schedule, you are gone for 6 years. You have done audit to maintain independence, to ensure that otherwise auditor can be bribed by giving the position of the council. So that's why they said that auditor cannot contest elections for 3 years. Then few are straight away not allowed. Central government, state government employees, even if they are chartered accountants, they cannot run for elections because we already have government representatives in our council. So we don't need more representatives. Now members who have completed 3 consecutive terms, make place, don't make it a family business. Give room for the new people to come. We live in a democracy. There are so many good people who can lead the institute. Once you complete 3 terms, 3 consecutive terms, that means 9 years, then you are not eligible to go for elections. Past president already achieved the highest position. It won't look good. You contest elections and people say wrong things about you. Again, you cannot go for the elections. So government employees cannot go for the election. Those who have completed 3 consecutive terms cannot go for it, and past president of ICA cannot go for it. So some disqualifications you can say they are time based, and some are simply not allowed. Okay. Now the next is if you're aggrieved by the elections, if you're not happy with how elections have taken place, you feel that cheating is happening, something is wrong, you can go and do complaint within 30 days. Fine. Then that's very interesting. Now we know that who governs the CA Institute, how you become member of the council. Now how can members resign? Of course, they can resign. Council members can resign if there are any problem, they are facing any issues, they can do that. It will be in force once it is printed in official gazette. Council is a very important body because you are head of a organization which is created by law, and ICI is governed by CA Act, its regulations and government directions. So if you're resigning, it will come in force only when it is printed in official gazette. Then there's very interesting concept of deemed removal. The first point talks about the resignation, and the next point, it talks about automatically vacating the office. Now, let's see. If very big things happen, I'm going in a particular sequence, very big things happen. If a chartered accountant is removed from the membership, if the person is losing his basic membership, he is automatically removed from the council. If you are no longer a chartered accountant, how can you continue in the council? You will be thrown out of the council. So if a person is removed from the basic CA membership under section 20, we are going to study removal from the members register, then automatically he is out of the council. If the person is guilty of any professional or other misconduct, if he has done professionally anything wrong, or he has done other misconduct, we are going to study about this later in this lecture only, automatically removed from the council. Okay, so biggest thing first, and then removed from membership, then misconducts. And if the person, the most important thing of the council is to meet, understand different issues, matters, deliberate upon it, and take very important decisions, and show direction the whole institute and the whole fraternity. If the person remain absent for 3 consecutive meetings, that means the person is not showing any kind of importance to the work of the council. We don't need such members. It will be automatically, his post will get automatically vacated. Then council alone cannot do so many things. Guys, trust me, there's so many activities need to be done. Council alone cannot do so many things, whether it's curriculum, exams, market research, research activities, different areas, dealing with the government, dealing with MCA, tax departments. There's so many things to be done. They cannot do these things alone. So we have committees to help them. Okay, and the committees are divided in two parts. One is standing committee and non-standing committee. Standing committee and non-standing committee. When we talk about standing committee, now what is standing committee? It is mandatory to make these committees for complete functioning. For the complete functioning of the council, we have executive committee. And the most important part, for secrecy and quality of exams, we have examination committee. And then for managing the funds, we have finance committees. It is mandatory to have these 3 committees for running the institute, looking after day-to-day activities. We have executive committee, exam committee, and finance committee. So see, again it's arranged in sequence. First comes E, so we have executive and exam, then F, finance committee. 3 committees are there. And then in 2007, after Satyam scam, CA Act was amended. And a new committee was introduced, new standing committee. It's mandatory to have them. Disciplinary committee. We are going to study about this again later. Now, when we talk about these first 3 committees, executive committee, examination committee, finance committee, then the president of ICI automatically becomes member of these committee. Ex officio means because of official position, person is going to become member of this committee. Vice president, again ex officio, becomes the member. 3 to 5 members to be elected by council from among its members. The president is chairman, vice president is vice chairman of the standing committees. It's very simple. So president will automatically become ex officio member, vice president will automatically become ex officio member, they will become chairman, vice chairman. Apart from them, 3 to 5 members will be selected amongst the council to assist them. So generally it is said that it depends on who is the president, the kind of papers and kind of results you are going to witness, that generally depends on who is president. Okay, so yeah, it is speculated. I am not saying it has to, but it is speculated. Result percentages are many times influenced by who is sitting in the exam committee. Then non-standing committees, as per requirement, they can constitute these committees. Around 35 committees were there, and it keeps on changing. When it comes to standing committee, only council members can become the members of the standing committee. But when it comes to non-standing committee, council members definitely become the members. But apart from that, so it's like suppose 6 council members. Suppose 6 council members were selected for a particular committee. Now the 6 council members can decide and select more members authorized to co-opt. Co-opt means existing members are going to decide who else will become member of the committees. So that's called co-opting. That's called co-opting. But then keep in mind, such co-opted members should not be more than one third of the members of the whole committee. So suppose you have 9 members in totality, so maximum 3 members can be co-opted, one third can be co-opted, other 6 should be from council. So people from council should be in majority in non-standing, not just majority, they should be at least two-third people should come from council. Yes, I got doubt whether president of council is ICI president. Of course, when we talk about president of council, we're talking about president of ICAI. That's a very interesting piece of information. If you're becoming chartered accountant, you should know these basics. Should know these basics about council and about 2 types of committees which are there, that is standing committee and non-standing committee. And this is sufficient. No need to go in detail, no need to go in more details. Then audit of ICA, of course, we tell the world that you should get your books of accounts audited. We tell the world that we should get books of accounts audited. So no wonder ICI should get themselves audited. So it's given in the CA Act that ICI every year ICI need to get their books of accounts audited, and for this council is going to make annual appointment of auditor. So it's not like Companies Act that auditor is appointed once in 5 years appointed once in 5 years. No, not like that. Annually auditor will be appointed. Who is qualified? It's but obvious. You don't have to guess it. It is but obvious that qualified chartered accountant in practice is going to be and then so qualification CA in practice. What about disqualifications? What about disqualification? Following members cannot become auditors of ICAI. Just to maintain the independence, existing council members, those who run the show, they cannot do audit. There will be conflict of interest. At one point you are running the show and second you are auditing. There are independence issues. You cannot do that. Then the person who has been member in past 4 years, again, he cannot do the audit. So existing member cannot do the audit, and who has been members for past 4 years. So current council members cannot do audit. Past council members of 4 years, they cannot do audit. That's very interesting. So we studied that if you are an auditor, you cannot contest election for 3 years. And when you are a council member, after leaving council, you cannot do audit for 4 years. So both way, they want to keep distance between council members and auditors. Okay. So I got a question that, sir, I want to become president of ICI after becoming CA. How many years are required? Okay. There is no such requirement of number of years. Once you become chartered accountant, get experience of the profession for some years, and then you can start with the branch. First select a branch, fight for branch elections, become branch member, become popular in the branch, then you go for regional council elections, then you go for central council elections, and finally when you into council, you should be influential enough that council votes in your favor. Out of 32 members, correct, you become president if you have support. So you need little bit of political interest to get into this. You need a lot of skills, popularity, communication skills to get into all these. Now, council can order special audit if accounts don't show true and fair view. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. If council is not happy with the financial statements, okay, we got the financial statements, they say that it is audited, but we are not happy. We don't think it's giving true and fair view. So that's quite sad that financial statements are not giving true and fair view. They can announce for special audit. Council themselves can announce for special audit. If central government has highlighted no true and fair view, council can order special audit or take appropriate action. So this process can start from central government also. Central government will highlight, see, these are not giving true and fair view, and then council will listen to central government and again order special audit. At the end of the each year, so that was about special audit. At the end of the each year, council should circulate annual accounts 15 days in advance of AGM. So we have studied about the audit, then we studied about the special audit. Once audits are over, audited financial statements and complete annual report along with annual accounts should be circulated to all the council members, and it should be done at least 15 days in advance of AGM. Council members meet for AGM, you should meet at least 15 days, you should send it at least 15 days in advance. That was very simple and very simple, straightforward. That was section 9 to section 18, that about council, and the last one was for audit. Any questions, guys, from your side? We may complete our course in around maybe 7 classes for professional ethics. We are going to cover each and every topic here. If you want to, if you are on Zoom and if you want to talk, you can simply put a message to me. You can talk to me by raising hand also. Nowadays, students have different preferences. Some students prefer live lectures. Some students prefer recorded lectures. So, and that's fine. I think that's an individual choice. Till the time you are watching lectures regularly, till the time you are watching lectures regularly, your studies are on track, it's absolutely fine. Whatever mode you select. And I think it changes from student to student. Some students feel that live lectures are extremely important because they maintain consistency. So some students love consistency and they feel that that's how they are going to finish off all the lectures on time. Then some students say that, sir, we are consistent, that's not a problem. We want speed option. We want speed option. We increase the speed and maybe try to cover the lectures in less time. Fine. Now, let's go ahead, guys. Now, next is section 19 and section 20. Again, not now. Now, let's see. Let's see registers. Now, section 19. Again, not that important, but it's simple. CA Institute is supposed to maintain register of members with all the details: name, date of birth, domicile, residential, professional address, date of entry, qualifications, COP status, is it whether person is associate member or fellow member. So all the details need to be maintained, and CA Institute does it beautifully. They maintain proper electronic register with all the details. And in fact, you can go to the you can go to CA website. You can go to CA website and you can use the feature find member or access member register. You cannot see the whole register, but you can search a member using membership number. Now my membership number is 130504. If you go to the ICI website, you to go to the members list, members register, and put 130504, you're going to get my details. Correct? Limited details, only public details. That's a very important feature. That's how we can understand whether a particular chartered accountant is real or is he fake. Because we are having a lot of fake chartered accountants across India who tend to show everyone that they are chartered accountants. They do practice, but in reality they are not. They forge, misuse signatures of others. But to big extent, this problem is tackled by the new concept. You must have heard about it. That is UDIN. We are going to study about UDIN later on. Now, removal of the name from register. Removal of the name from register. Yes, name will be removed under section 20. Okay, let's see. If something big happens, if you have done something wrong, if you have done professional or other misconduct, or order may be passed against you and you may be removed. You may be removed from the membership. So that's a big thing. Then smaller than that, if you have disqualified under section 8, disqualified under section 8, say you have done anything which is punished, you have done any crime which is considered as moral turpitude, we have seen you may get disqualified. Then if you have not, then smaller than that, you have not paid the fees, again your name can be removed. Yes, this happens. Many times people forget to pay the fees and their name is removed from the membership. But CA Institute gives a lot of time. They intimate members, they give them time. That's it's okay. Pay your membership and retain your name. They bring amnesty schemes also. If someone has not paid membership fees for many years, they will give some discount, only pay this much and get your membership back. Then smaller than that, person may themselves request that remove my name from membership. Yes, this may happen. Someone doesn't want to get governed by CA Act. So there can be people who don't want to get governed by CA Act, and they may say that remove my name. You must have heard about Mr. Harish Salve. He's a very famous advocate. Very, very famous advocate. He is a chartered accountant. He first became chartered accountant, but then his family was into profession. The whole family was advocate. They were into the profession of being lawyers, and he chose that, and he surrendered his membership of chartered accountancy. If the person is dead, then that's understood that his name will be removed from the members register. So that's very interesting to know that if someone dies, name is removed from the membership. That means only name of the people who are alive will be there in the register. So very big thing, order is passed. Then smaller than that, disqualification under 8. Smaller than that, fees not paid. And then smaller than that, there's a request to remove the name. And smaller than that, the person is dead. Can membership get restored? Can it get restored? Of course, it can get restored. Definitely, restoration can happen. So if membership get cancelled, don't worry, you can apply. CA Institute is going to tell you this is the prescribed form, this is the prescribed fees, this is the form, this is the fees. Just fill up the form, give the details, get the fees, and apply for it, and your membership is going to get restored. Okay? They are going to decide. Now let's see. However, the effective date, from which date, which 2 points, please let me know. They are going to decide from which date things are going to get restored. Things are going to get restored. Application for restoration and requisite fees are made within the same year. Okay. Of removal, restoration shall effect from the date on which it was removed from the register. Suppose, we have discussed this yesterday also, suppose name of the member is removed because of non-payment of the membership fees. Every year till 30th of September, you have to pay membership fees and COP fees. If you don't pay that, then there's a possibility that your name will be removed from the register. Institute has right to do that. If they remove it, don't worry. If before financial year comes to an end, we have seen it yesterday, before financial year comes to an end, if you have paid the fees, correct, then in that case, your membership will again get restored. You will get back the membership from the same date. If you pay within the financial year, it will get restored from the same date. Now that's important. It will get restored from the same date. Now, next we talk about removal of name under the orders of the board, discipline or disciplinary committee or appellate authority. If removal has happened because non-payment of fees, you can restore it anytime you want. Simply pay the fees and get the membership back. If you pay within the financial year, restoration will happen from the same date. If removal has happened because of orders, Orders of the Board of Discipline, Disciplinary Committee or High Court, it will depend on this order. What order says. If order says restoration can happen after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, then accordingly it will happen after those many years. In other cases, and if there any other case because of which in any other case you simply suppose you come out of the disqualification, the person was of unsound mind for few years, if you come out of the disqualification, simply send the application, date on which application fees is received, things will get restored. It's very simple, guys. Yes, membership can get cancelled, but don't worry, it will get restored also. That was very simple. Section 19 and section 20. 19 is for maintaining the register, 20 is removal from the register, and then we have regulation for restoration, how to come back in the register. Okay. Now, guys, we are starting with something very interesting. Very interesting. And that is section 21 to 22G. And that's extremely important. Very popular. Very popular in exams. Okay. Now, what do you mean by misconduct? Any activity which is considered wrong, inappropriate, unethical, okay, that is called as misconduct. So you can say that it is a unethical activity. You got doubt also, sir, in second restoration will affect if cancellation is because of non-payment of fees, and if you pay within financial year, restoration happens from the same date, the date it is cancelled. If your name is removed because of orders of BOD, DC, we are going to study about them, High Court, if the authorities have ordered about it, then restoration will happen as per the order, whenever order says. Not from the date it got cancelled. Generally, they will tell that he can reapply after 7 days or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. So restoration will happen after those many days. In other cases, whenever the person applies, restoration will happen. The unique feature that restoration will happen from date of cancellation is there only in case of fees. Only in case of fees. I hope you are clear about this. Okay. Now, so activity which is considered unethical, inappropriate, wrong, that's called as misconduct. Misconduct. Now, Institute has given us the list. That these activities will be considered as misconduct. Now they have given us two types of lists: professional misconduct and other misconduct. Now what is that? List of activities which will be considered as misconduct during professional work, during the time when you are performing professional work, professional assignments, they are called professional misconduct. So institute has given list of activities that if these activities are done while performing professional work, while doing professional work, it will be they have named it professional misconduct. So activities which govern your professional work, wrong activities, they are called professional misconduct. See, professional misconduct, list of activities which are considered unethical when performed during the course of profession, while doing the profession, whether while doing practice or job, it is called as, these are called, such kind of misconducts are called professional misconduct. So when you're performing your profession, if you do these activities, it will be considered as misconduct. They are called as professional misconduct. Then we are very interesting. Other misconduct. What is other misconduct? List of the activities considered unethical during the course of profession or personal conduct. Personal conduct, it is called as other misconduct. So let's be clear. Let me explain you. Let me give you an example. So when we talk about, so CA Institute has specified. CA Institute has specified that chartered accountant should not do advertisement for their profession. So while performing profession, if someone does advertisement, it is not allowed. It will be considered as professional misconduct. So activities which are specified for your professional misconducts, which are defined and specified for the professional work, they are professional misconducts. Now, activities which are defined, which if done, activities which if done, whether during the professional work or during the personal conduct, it will be considered as wrong, then they are other misconduct. So activities which are defined only for the professional work, they are professional misconduct. Activities which are defined for professional as well as personal conduct, then they are called other misconduct. For example, if a chartered accountant, if chartered accountant is punished with imprisonment of 5 years, imprisonment of 5 years, he has done something wrong, imprisonment for 5 years, then it may be because of professional reasons, it can be because of personal reasons. It will be considered, institute is going to consider is as a misconduct, because it can be related to professional work also, it can be related to the personal conduct also. That's why it's called other misconduct. I hope you are getting the word. It's very simple, straightforward. Lists are specified. These activities done during the professional work, professional misconduct. These activities done which happen maybe during the profession, maybe during the personal, it will be considered as misconduct, then that is other misconduct. I hope this is crystal clear. So we can say that, and why they named it as other misconduct? Because they may be related to the professional work also, they may be related to the personal work also. Correct. We are going to study about this in detail, don't worry. Now, so we spoke about list of activities which are considered unethical. Misconduct is nothing but list of activities which is considered unethical. Governing only professional course, that is professional misconduct. Governing both professional and personal lives, then there it is other misconduct. Where is this list given? Now the question is, where is this list given? So this list is given, list of professional misconduct is defined and given. We are going to study this. Is given in first schedule. Is given in first schedule. First schedule, first three parts. This three parts, in each part you are going to, list is given. First schedule, first three parts defines professional misconduct. Activities considered as unethical during the course of the profession. And second schedule, two parts. So first schedule, first three parts are dedicated for professional misconduct. Second schedule, first two parts are dedicated for professional misconduct. Then other misconduct. So if these activities happen maybe during the professional course or maybe during personal conduct, it will be considered misconduct, that is other misconduct. Now this list is given, first schedule, last part, part 4. First schedule, last part, part 4. Second schedule, part 3. Now see, from this you must have understood, the first schedule is having 4 parts. First 3 parts define professional misconduct, last part defines other misconduct. Second schedule is having only 3 parts. First 2 dedicated for professional misconduct and last one dedicated for other misconduct. So from this you can understand that last part is dedicated for other misconduct and only one part is dedicated for other misconduct. That means our CA Act is going to see more of our professional life rather than our personal life. It's clearly understood, their focus, and that should be. Chartered accountancy is a profession and they should focus on the professional lives, professional work, and that's they have done. So more importance is given to professional misconduct and less importance is given to other misconduct. That doesn't mean you're not going to get questions. In exam you're going to get questions on both. Now, apart from that, section 22 explains so that list of activities are specified for professional misconduct and other misconduct. But section 22 says that apart from what is defined, if CA Institute feels that chartered accountant has done something very wrong, inappropriate, they can term any such activity which is very bad for the society, they can term it as other misconduct. That means institute can increase the list of other misconduct. So apart from what is defined in the first schedule and second schedule, institute can go and investigate any circumstances what chartered accountant has done, and if they feel he has done grossly something wrong, very wrong, they can declare that this activity will be considered as other misconduct and he will be punished for that. And so he will be punished for that, and that activity will be henceforth will be considered as other misconduct. And this has happened in past. In past, many activities were considered bad and declared other misconduct, and the list of other misconduct, has been increasing since then. Okay, so we are going to study very interesting things which chartered accountants have done. Further, we are going to study about who is director discipline. You can, right now you can simply understand director discipline is one of the authority, and that will be sufficient, that will be enough. Director discipline is one of the authority. Director discipline can inquire into any other circumstances other than what is defined in the schedule, and they can investigate it, and if required they can declare it as other misconduct and punish the person and increase the list of other misconduct. Past decided cases act as guidance what can be covered here. We are going to see past decided cases which were declared as other misconduct and added to the list of other misconduct. So it's very simple that list of other misconduct can keep increasing. So chartered accountant should be careful, they should be careful, they should be sensible, don't do something grossly wrong so that you are punished. Now in past we'll see what chartered accountants did and why things were declared as other misconduct. So section 22 gives power to go beyond what is defined, and section 21 explains the process. Section 21 explains the process. Section 22 explains the power. So whenever we discuss about other misconduct, we know that list of other misconduct can keep increasing, and these two sections are important, so always refer them, that other misconducts are declared as per section 21 and as per section 22. Now again guys, there is a list, and you know that, see, understanding concept is one thing which is very important. It's very important that you remember those concepts also. It's extremely important to remember those concepts. Okay, so how to remember these concepts? It's very simple. It's very simple. I have made a very small way of remembering it. See, secret of memory is to associate things with something you already know. That's one of the secret of memorization. One of the secret of memorization. Okay, so now we have now ABCD is something which we can never forget. So what I have done, I have created shortcut out of ABCD, EFG. It may sound funny. It may sound extremely funny, but then this is very effective. ABCD, EFG. Let's understand. Let's see. A for anger. If any chartered accountant, this happened in past and was declared other misconduct, chartered accountant got angry, and in anger he used objectionable, derogatory, abusive language, insane comments. If a chartered accountant makes objectionable, derogatory, abusive language, insane comments in comments about anyone, now that's very bad. That's very bad. You're bringing bad name to yourself. You're bringing bad name to the whole institute. And that was decided as other misconduct. Again in anger, chartered accountant published advertisement with malified, bad intention to destroy, to hamper the image of any person. So if you're doing this thing, again that's bad. You're trying to destroy image of a person with malified intention. Correct? you're giving wrong information, the way of presenting information is incorrect. If that is the case, again it is a other misconduct. Then A for article. That's very interesting. Many of you are going to jump from your seats. If you are using services of article for running other occupation or business, so instead of, if you are using services of article, efforts of article, not in the CA profession, but in other occupation or business. So it has happened that services of article were used for farming, agriculture. He was asked to go and do farming because he's article. Now that's extremely insane. It was declared, it was decided as other misconduct. Have you ever done other than professional work for your offices, for your bosses, for your principals? Come on, tell me, guys. What things you have done? I have done pickup. So you have worked, you have done pickup, you have done pickup service, pickup principal, family members from, and drop them to to other location. Okay. So you have done the pickup service. Fine. That is, you can call it okay, immaterial. So you have spent maybe 1 hour or half an hour to 1 hour in that. That's fine. But if it's a regular thing, then I will say that it's really bad. You cannot ask your article to regularly pick up and drop family members. This is not for what you are there. Once in a while, there's a genuine problem, you're helping your principal, that's absolutely fine. So, students have shared with me that we were supposed to do grocery shopping for boss. That's if it's done regularly, it's bad. We are supposed to uh, well, we are supposed to supposed to take tuitions for the children of the principal on regular basis. Now again, that's bad. Okay, so that is so bad. If you are supposed to do grocery shopping or pick up drop services, and if you're supposed to take care of their businesses, go and sit in the shops, again that's bad. Again, that is bad. Then cleaning office, tea supply in office. Uh, I think it's fine. As a member of the office, if supposed to take care of, if you're supposed to take care of your table, I will say that's absolutely fine. But if you're supposed to clean the whole office, I won't say it's good. Make name of son of principal. Who came now? I didn't understand what you want to say. Okay, giving names. Uh, so principal asked for suggestion. How should I name my son? How should I name my son? Okay, okay. Now that's interesting. Many times articles are supposed to uh, write names of the guests on marriage invitations and other invitations. So if it's once in a while, it's okay. You are having relationship with the principal, you can help. If it's happening regularly, that's not okay. That's not okay. If possible, get politely convey this message or get transfer from such office. You are not there to do other activities. You are there to learn, understand, and do CA related work. Okay, so guys, come to other misconduct. A for anger. So in anger, if such comments are done, other misconduct. In anger, advertisements are published to malign the name, other misconduct. If article is used for other business or occupation, it's other misconduct. Then B for bank. Bogus bills. We all know bank audit, so chartered accountant went for bank audit and submitted a lot of lot of fake duplicate bills, bogus bills to claim expenses during the bank audit. That's bad, extremely bad. And it was done at a big quantum, big level it was done. It was considered as very bad thing, other misconduct. Then C for client. C for client. And two things are related to fees. Two things are related to fees. If you use coercion, if you use force, if chartered accountant intimidates client that if you don't pay me fees, I will qualify your report, I will disclose confidential information or anything like this. If you are pressurizing the client for fees, that's not allowed. You request it, talk professionally. You cannot pressurize client for fees. You cannot do coercion. If the coercion is done, it is other misconduct. You cannot retain books of accounts for non-payment of fees. Very interesting, very important. So I'm getting a comment that CA Act should be taught at CA inter level also. It should be taught at CA inter level also, so that articles know their rights. What are their rights? It's a very good suggestion. It's a very good suggestion. I will definitely put it to Board of Studies that bring some part of CA Act, bring some part, at least bring the part which is related to articles, in CA inter. So 2 points are related to fees. If chartered accountant does coercion to recover the fees, misuses his power and status, other misconduct. If he is retaining books of accounts, not allowed. Cannot retain books of accounts for non-payment of fees. If someone is not paying you fees, send reminders to the person, go for the legal action, go and file a case against him and recover your fees. But you cannot do unprofessional things. You cannot go for coercion. You cannot send goons that go and recover the fees. You cannot do that. You cannot go and retain all the books of accounts. That is not allowed. So 2 points are related to fees. Then the next point is that is related to loan. Chartered accountant, auditor are having good position. They are in influential position. They are powerful. They talk to owners. They have right to report, and people read their reports. So they are in powerful position. So chartered accountants, auditors are in powerful position. If they are misusing their position, their powers, and putting pressure on the banks or financial institution to give loans to their friends and relatives or to someone, that's again bad. You're using your position, your status, your power so that a particular loan is approved. That is a misuse of the professional powers you are having. That's highly unprofessional. It was declared as other misconduct. If you do unethical things for fees, other misconduct. If you do unethical things to approve the loan, again it will be other misconduct. So if you're doing unethical things with client for fees, for extracting fees from him or for getting loan from him, it is considered as other misconduct. So A for anger and article, B for bank, bogus bills, C for client, extracting fees from him, extracting loan from him, considered as other misconduct. Now next is deceiving, lying, misleading. So 2 points are related to company. 2 points are related to company, and 1 point is related to the own office. Now, let's understand. A chartered accountant goes to a company and manipulates the minute book. Manipulates the minute book. That's very interesting. Manipulates the minute book. So he deletes what was decided and puts something which is incorrect, fake, just to fulfill, so that he gets more money, just to ensure that his benefits are taken care of. That's a wrong thing. If chartered accountant goes and manipulates minutes, it's like a fraud. It is misleading everyone. It was considered other misconduct. Then giving fake documents to the client, claiming that they're issued by ROC or authority. If you go to the client, manipulate minutes, it is other misconduct. You give fake documents that these documents are received from our regulatory authorities, again other misconduct. Okay. So if you're doing these activities at company, these two activities, other misconduct. And if you're sitting in your own office and you have started a new business altogether, you are issuing fake experience certificate to other people. Someone comes and says that I want 1 year experience certificate, take it. I want 2 year experience certificate, take it. I want 3 year experience certificate, take it. You are giving a fake experience certificate to people and maybe charging money from them. For 1 year 1000, for 2 year 2000, for 3 year 3000. If you're doing such activities in your own office, you're issuing fake experience certificates, you're deceiving public, deceiving society, other misconduct. You're coming home and forging the will. You didn't like the will, so you destroyed the original will, you made a new will, and then you forged the signatures. If you're faking signature of someone else, that's called forging. You forged the signatures, you forged the document, will, that was considered very bad. So at home, you're doing all these things. Extremely bad. It was declared as other misconduct. So if you're deceiving at company, other misconduct. Deceiving in your own office, other misconduct. Deceiving at home, it is again other misconduct. A for anger article, B for bank, bogus bill, C for clients, extracting fees and loans, D for deceiving, deceiving at company, deceiving at own office, deceiving at home. Then next is you are misbehaving with the employer. You are doing wrong things with the employer. If you're submitting fake experience certificate, fake experience, if you're giving fake experience at the time of joining job, you're giving fake experience certificate, you're faking how much experience you have, that's so bad. That is so bad. It was declared as other misconduct. Then once appointed, you are extremely negligent in the way you work. Sometimes you forget laptop somewhere, sometimes you forget important document, you forget to talk to people, you forget to follow with the customers, you forget the deadline, you don't submit report, certificate. If you're gross negligent, if in job you're gross negligent, it was declared other misconduct. Then if you're doing these two things with employer, fraud, then misconduct, then fraud. See, again, these are groupings. There are some which are related to the A, anger, and article, B, bank audits, bogus bills, C for client, 2 point of fees and 1 for loan, Then again, so these are simply groupings. We are grouping the whole thing because in exams you get the question, you may get exact question, is this a misconduct? And you have to remember that yes, this was covered in the list, it is other misconduct. And sometimes they ask the whole list, give us instances or examples, give us instances or examples of other misconduct. So sometimes that is done. Now, fraud. Now that's bad. People who are sitting at the top of CA institute, if central council member, regional council member, branch members misappropriate, steal, misappropriate means steal. If they steal money from ICI funds for the personal purpose, for personal usage, that is very bad, that's extremely bad. That has happened in past, it will be considered as other misconduct. Other misconduct. Okay. Then then a chartered accountant was running a NBFC. He was the managing director. People showed a lot of faith on this particular chartered accountant. And he issued checks. People believed on him, showed trust on him. But then when these checks were deposited in the banks, they bounced because of lack of funds. That means he simply fooled. He simply fooled the depositors. He simply fooled the people. He gave the checks without having sufficient funds in his account. That was a lot of bad name to the institute. It was considered as other misconduct. So if you're doing fraud and stealing money of the institute, other misconduct, you are, and this very important case has been asked in exams. If you are being part of the NBFCs and your checks are getting bounced, again very bad. In this case, even the Negotiable Instrument Act will get applicable. Negotiable, if the check bounces, then Negotiable Instrument Act gets applicable. This activity is considered as unlawful and person will be punished. He can be imprisoned if the check bounces. You must have studied this in Negotiable Instrument Act. So you have to give that reference also. And so it's a big list, guys. It's a big list. Then comes the government. Authorities wants to talk to you. They want answers from you. They want to reach you. So they are asking questions, but a chartered accountant is not replying. If you're not replying to the public authorities, it's considered bad. Other misconduct. So authorities are calling you, asking for information, you're not giving it to them. Other misconduct. If you have unauthorized possession of government records. Unauthorized possession of the government records. Unauthorized possession of the government records. So when authorities were calling you, you didn't go. When authorities came and this happened, they saw some confidential government document regarding their future plans, policies, which should not have been there with him. That means you are stealing information from government. It was declared other misconduct. And let me tell you guys, this has happened practically a lot of times. Some chartered accountants, they pay bribes to the government officers, extract confidential information, what governments are planning, what they are going to do, and supply it to the businessman. If you're doing this work, other misconduct. Unauthorized possession. So you're dealing with government in a wrong way, not replying, other misconduct. You're stealing information from them, other misconduct. Then you're writing a book on tax for secret income. Authored book on tax for secret income, black money. How to generate black money. That is so bad. You're in the profession of chartered accountancy and you're openly you are saying how to make black money, how to have secret incomes, how not to pay taxes, it was considered bad. There's a monetary loss to the government. You're looting government, monetary loss to the government. If there's a monetary loss to the government, it will not be considered as good. It was declared as other misconduct. You're promoting black money, other misconduct. Filing two returns, that was possible before when manual system was filing two returns, claiming tax exemption two times. Again, you are taking more exemptions. There's a loot. You want to take money from the government. It was declared other misconduct. Fabricated challans. So refund order came in the name of the client, but you forged the documents. Forged the documents. It came in the name of the client. You used the documents of the client to open a fake account in a bank. Fake account in a bank and encashed the check which is received from the government. So you are eating money of the client. Again, refunds from the government, they are misappropriated. Other misconduct. Guys, I understand there's a big list, there's a huge list. Let me quickly revise. A for anger, that is about the comments, about the advertisement. A for article, about the misuse of the services of article. B for bank audit, bogus bills. C for extracting fees from coercion or retaining books of accounts or extracting loan by the force. Deceiving, doing deceiving activity at company, manipulating minutes, giving fake documents at own office by giving fake experience certificate in personal life, uh, forging will of relative. Then is for employer, giving fake experience certificate information, then working gross negligently, then frauds, stealing money from ICS, and then stealing money in NBFC, giving the checks which are going to bounce. Then lastly, government, you are looting government, book on black money, two returns, and then fabricating the challans. Fabricated challans were used and deposited in a fake account to withdraw the money. Guys, let's take a break. We have just seen a big list of other misconduct. Okay, guys, we are back now. Let's see. Next thing is disciplinary proceedings. So, if any chartered accountant does anything wrong, how proceedings will take against him, how case uh, how case is going to shape against him, how the whole disciplinary process is going to happen. Let's understand. It's very simple, straightforward. If any chartered accountant does anything wrong, which may be covered in professional misconduct or other misconduct, people can send complaint. People can send complaints, or those who are suffering, they can send complaints, or any person can send, even if not suffering, they can send complaint or information. Keep in mind that anonymous information will not be accepted. I think they should have allowed anonymous information, but then authenticity of the information will be challenged. So if anyone feels that chartered accountant has done anything wrong, professional misconduct or other misconduct, simply complain or give information to director discipline, to director of disciplinary directorate, to director of disciplinary directorate. Send it to them. So director of disciplinary directorate is an important post. It is a first point contact. So first time complaint comes, first time information comes, it comes to DD. It comes first to DD. Now what is DD supposed to do? DD is supposed to analyze this complaint. DD is supposed to analyze this complaint, see this complaint, what this complaint is saying, whether prima facie it appears to be a misconduct, whether after prima facie it appears to be a misconduct. If it appears to be a misconduct, prima facie opinion after a little bit of investigation, if it appears that yes, chartered accountant seems to have done something wrong, so he will frame a prima facie opinion whether misconduct is done. Prima facie opinion after a little bit of investigation whether misconduct is there. And if he thinks that there is a misconduct, he will forward this complaint information to higher authorities. Now, who are higher authorities? Higher authorities are Board of Discipline and Disciplinary Committee. If he feels that misconduct is covered in first schedule, that means comparatively a low level of misconduct, then he will direct it, then he will send it to Board of Discipline. Then he is going to send it to the Board of Discipline. If he feels that it is covering both, if he feels that misconduct is of second schedule, that means a bigger level misconduct, or both first and second, then he is going to send this information and case to disciplinary committee. So it's very simple. For misconducts of first schedule, low level misconduct, we have Board of Discipline to handle the case. And if it is of the second schedule, higher level, then we have disciplinary committee to handle the case. If there is no misconduct at all, if there is no misconduct, if they feel that no, prima facie there is no misconduct, someone has complained that this particular CA always parks car in my parking and send complaint to CA Institute. CA Institute has nothing to do with it. It neither falls in the professional domain. It's anywhere near other misconduct. It's a very this complaint, it is nowhere near the misconducts. Something to be sorted out within the society, within the local society, it needs to be sorted out. CA institute doesn't have any role to play in that. Then also director, discipline directorate, they will send this to board of discipline. That's interesting. They cannot take any final decision. They can simply send to board of discipline. Board of discipline will study the facts and then they will decide whether investigation should be done or whether it should be closed. Whether it should be closed or whether further investigation should be done. It's very simple, straightforward. So if you see that first point of contact is director, discipline directorate, and then they take prima facie view. For low level misconducts, we have board of discipline. For higher level, we have disciplinary committee. And even if you want to drop this particular case, then also you have to take help of board of discipline. Now, what is difference between these? What is difference between board of discipline and disciplinary committee? One we know for sure. For low level, it is BOD. For high level, it is DC. Let's understand. Let's understand misconduct covered. Here, first schedule misconducts are covered in, they are going to see first schedule misconducts, and DC is going to see second schedule or both schedule misconduct. Then let's talk about number of members. Board of discipline are going to see low level misconduct, so only 3 members are there. Here they are going to see high level, so 5 members are there. Who are going to be these 3 members? One person is going to come from council. One person is going to come from council. One person is going to be nominated by central government. Central government wants to know what wrong things are happening in the profession. And chairman is again going to be appointed by the council. So the ultimate control belongs to council. You have one council member, one central government member, and then chairman. When it comes to disciplinary committee, 2 council members. Again, it's a bigger thing, a bigger team. 2 central government nominees, and chairman will be president or vice president. Can you have multiple? Generally, we don't have multiple. Generally, board of discipline, but we have multiple DCs, disciplinary committees. Process. For board of discipline, you have summary disposal procedure. Summary disposal procedure. For disciplinary committee, you have specific disposal procedure. Specific disposal procedure. Summary disposal, that means quickly let's sort out the case. When we talk about the disciplinary committee, they have specified detailed procedure to study the case, give people opportunity to speak, think about it, and then take the decision. What are the punishments here? If you talk about BOD, they can reprimand. Reprimand simply means, okay, so they can scold. Reprimand, they can scold, or fine up to 1 lakh. Up to 1 lakh. I don't know. Sometimes amount of fine is low. That means you want to encourage. But then membership removal can be done for 3 months, up to 3 months. That is dangerous. You can be removed from the membership up to 3 months. If you do something wrong in first schedule, you can be reprimanded. They can be fined up to 1 lakh rupees or membership removal up to 3 months. But when we talk about board disciplinary committee, you can be reprimanded, number 1, or fine up to 5 lakhs, number 2, and membership removal. And membership removal can be permanent. So this is a big thing happening. There is a difference between BOD and DC. Can complaint be withdrawn? Of course. The person who have sent the complaint, if they want to withdraw, it can be done. No problem at all. Now, who will how withdrawal will be done. Now it depends on where the case is pending right now. Case may be pending at director discipline level, or board of discipline level, or disciplinary committee level. If it is pending at DD level or BOD level, then BOD will decide. BOD will decide whether the withdrawal should be done or not. If you see, DD is not having powers to take final decision. DD is simply redirecting authority. They simply direct things to BOD and DC. That's it. They don't take final decisions. If it is pending at disciplinary committee themselves, they will decide. They will decide whether the case should be closed or it should be continued, where it should be withdrawn. Closed, that means whether it should be withdrawn. Okay. Now, very simple things. Very simple things. Can you club the cases? Yes, that's absolutely fine. That's allowed. If similar complaints are received, then if similar complaints are received, then they can club with if you know, if a chartered accountant has done something wrong with 10 people, all the 10 people will send complaints, it can be clubbed. If similar complaints are received against a chartered accountant, all the complaints can be clubbed and you can deal with all those cases together, because it deals with same matter. Something wrong chartered accountant has done with many people. So these board of disciplinary committees, they have power to club the cases or to keep them separate. If case is very old, if there's a time lag of 7 years, it's very old, extra points are there regarding clubbing. And if complaint is very old, time lag of 7 years or more, you're complaining regarding a matter which is 7 years or more older, then director discipline will first talk to BOD. Should we go into such an old matter, because it will be difficult to collect the information, find out the truth. It will be very tedious and a lot of efforts will be required, and people will feel amazed, what is CA Institute doing right now? Before taking any action, they will take permission of BOD. Keep in mind, we are not saying that you cannot complain about old matters. You can definitely complain about the old matters, but before processing such complaints, before taking extra steps, they will first talk to BOD. Is it worth it? Is it worth it that we take this case, because it's a very old case? People are complaining about a very old matter. Something older than 7 years is extremely old, guys. Of course, it's very old. Very old. Now, so we know about disciplinary proceedings. We know about disciplinary proceedings, board of discipline. We know about the withdrawal of complaint. If anyone is not happy with the orders passed by board of discipline, I said that stealing of course, stealing government information is a misconduct. Then if it is oral, then it not come in any point. So listen, these are past decided cases. These are past decided cases where documents, confidential government documents were received, and it was proved that chartered accountants are stealing information. They were punished for it. Stealing is stealing. Even if you don't have documents, it can be proved. Today we have technology, phone records, calls, and there can be circumstances which shows money is exchanged, information is given, still it can be proved. Don't take things so literally. It's a guidance that, okay, documents were found and stealing has happened. It's other misconduct. In oral communication also things can be proved. There can be call recordings. There can be other evidences which prove that such thing has happened. Even then it will be other misconduct. Are you getting this point? Don't treat it like a DT or IDT subject. Don't be so finical about the words. Simply a case law is given. There can be other case law also tomorrow in future. Okay. If you're not happy with the order pass, see, so we have seen that director discipline. So director discipline is going to direct things from, is going to simply send information to BOD and DC. They're simply going to send information to BOD and DC. That's what they're going to do. But the final decision will be taken by BOD. Final decision will be taken by BOD and DC. So orders passed by, if you're unhappy with the orders passed by BOD or DC, what you can do? Within 90 days, if you're not happy with the orders which are passed by BOD or DC, within 90 days, chartered accountant may be unhappy, or chartered accountant may be unhappy with the decision. Any aggrieved person or chartered accountant, anyone who is unhappy, sometimes chartered accountant may be unhappy, sometimes the person who have sent the complaint may be unhappy, or sometimes director discipline, he sees that many important points are not considered, which he considered in preliminary investigation. If he is not happy, if anyone is not happy, within 90 days, you go to appellate authority. Within 90 days, you go to appellate authority and send your complaint there. I am not happy. I'm not happy with the decision. You say that chartered accountant is guilty or is not guilty, and your punishments, I'm not at all happy with the decision. Who will sit in appellate authority? Very interesting. 2 past council members. See, present council members are sitting in BOD and DC. Doesn't make again to select present council member. 2 past council members, 2 government nominees, and very important, chairman will be past high court judge, again appointed by government. So if you see, this appellate authority is controlled by the government. They are going to send their 2 nominees, they are going to send their chairman, and then 2 past council members. So this appellate authority is in control of the central government. It will be comparatively much stricter than Board of Discipline and Disciplinary Committee, because BOD and DC are in control of ICAI somewhere, but here it is in control of the government. All the members will be part-time members. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. They are knowledgeable people from different knowledgeable people from different sectors, different positions they have come. It's a part-time. That means whenever there is a case, they will meet, discuss and decide. They are not going to be full-time members of the appellate authority. Term of the chairman, 3 years, maximum age 65 years. If we talk about term of chairman, if you talk about term of member, 3 years, maximum age 62. Even this was targeted in one of the questions, so be careful. So you have appellate authority, you have chairman, you have members, they are knowledgeable, they work for 3 years, maximum age 65, 62. What are their powers? What they can do? They can simply confirm, okay, we think that order which was passed by BOD and DC was appropriate. Order which was passed by BOD or DC was extremely fine, extremely appropriate, no problem at all. We confirm the same order will be implemented. They can either do that, or bigger than that, they can impose penalty on those who did wrong things, gave wrong information, did wrong analysis. Penalty can be imposed on chartered accountants. Or they can, more than that, they can modify the order itself, change the requirements, or they can completely cancel the order completely, or they can resend the case to BOD or DC, that you see what can. So the very simple, they can confirm. More than that, they can increase penalty. More than that, they can modify. More than that, they can set aside, completely cancel the order, or they can send back it to BOD and DC for further analysis. They can pass any order they want. So appellate authority is extremely powerful, and it is definitely bigger. It is definitely bigger than BOD and DC. Always, authority should give opportunity of being heard. That's quite logical and understood. Opportunity of being heard. Chairman member can resign. Okay, fine. You guys can resign. You are welcome. Resign. It will be effective 3 months or new appointment, whichever happens earlier. It will not be effective immediately. 3 months. Okay, you are resigning. Fine. But then stay with us for 3 months. 3 months or new appointment, whichever happens earlier. Let at least someone come. So it's wonderful. 3 years or new appointment, whichever happens earlier. What about they can be removed? Yes, if there's a proven misbehavior. If there's a proven misbehavior, that chartered accountant has done something wrong, authority member has done something wrong, or incapacity, accident happens, something happens, not able to work properly, then inquiry will be proven misbehavior, incapacity. Central government will do inquiry, give opportunity of being heard, and then decide whether the chairperson and member should be removed. If there is a proven misbehavior, there is incapacity to work, inquiry will be done, opportunity of heard being done, and then the person will be punished. Then the person will be removed. So they can resign also, and there can be a removal also. Reference of sections is very simple. The concept of director discipline is explained and spoken about in section 21. Then BOD section 21A. So they are starting from smaller to higher. Then DC 21B. And appellate authority 21C. Just for knowledge, they have not yet asked any such question. We have 21, 21A, 21B, 21C. Within 90 days. After passing orders, within 90 days. Within 90 days, guys. Regional council, again, not very important. Aggrieved CA, any aggrieved person, chartered accountant, or sometime DD. Initial prima facie opinion, initial investigation was done by DD. If DD feels that my higher authorities, BOD and DC, they have not given proper order, DD will take permission from ICI that they have not passed proper order and send this case to appellate authority. So any person who is unhappy, chartered accountant, or even DD, after taking due permission from ICAI, can send it to appellate authority. Now, see, we have a huge country, India, and there's so many members, so many students. One council and only committees at national level may not be sufficient to cater to so many needs, so many requirements. Section 23 talks about regional councils. For better management of the profession, of the course curriculum, you can have regional councils, 5 regional councils. It's simple: east, west, south, north, and central. So, as per section, because of section 23, we have 5 regional council: central, north, east, south, west. We have these regional councils. There's a region. Region is defined that this region is central, this region is north. Delhi comes in northern region. Delhi comes in northern region. We have north, south, east, west, and central. So we got question from Vishnu. First of all, it's a complete English thing. If you're looking for Hindi or English, we have given the links. You can follow that. Okay, it's a complete English thing. So we cannot go to Hindi. And then, if you are unhappy with appellate authority, if you're unhappy with appellate authority, CA Act is silent. CA Act doesn't say anything. CA Act doesn't say anything. But then when you are unhappy with any authority or any orders, earlier people used to go to high court. Earlier people used to go to high court. Still, you can try to go to high court, but high court is not going to entertain it unless you prove that something appellate authority has done something grossly wrong. So let me clear, if you are not happy with the decision of appellate authority, CA Act says that okay, things end here. That's fine. They are silent about whether it can be sent to high court. So as per CA Act, there is no such condition of going to high court. But if you are grossly unhappy and if you have a lot of evidence that appellate authority has not worked properly, you can go to high court also. I hope that is clear. That is clearing your doubt. Okay. Now, guys, I hope you are listening to audio revisions. We are sending audio revisions on daily basis, and we are sending Q&A and MCQ discussions. Q&A and MCQ discussions also on daily basis. Okay. Now, let's come. This is B category. That means not very important. Simply let's go through that. It talks about penalties, and it's very simple. 24 to 28. So it's chapter 7. Chapter 7 is 24 to 28D. 24 to 28 is for penalties, and 28A to 28D is for quality review. Let's talk about penalties. It's very simple. If a non-CA claims that he is a chartered accountant, if non-CA claims that he is a chartered accountant or uses designation of chartered accountant, non-CA claims that he is a chartered accountant claims designation of chartered accountant. Then that's the wrong thing. He will be punished. Similarly, if a chartered accountant who is not a COP holder, if he claims that he is having COP to do practice, so if people are faking chartered accountancy, they are faking COP. That's really bad. Non-CA says that I am a CA, or a non-COP holder says that I am a COP holder. That's a bad thing. If they do this first time, they'll be punished with a fine of 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees, that's too low, as the act is very old. The penalties are also very old. 1,000 is nothing in nowadays, in today's world. And if second time this is done, fine will increase to 5,000, and then important, there can be imprisonment up to 6 months or both. So the condition of imprisonment is little dangerous. You can go to jail for 6 months. So first time it is 1,000, second time it is 5,000, or imprisonment of 6 months, or both. Now, if any institute other than ICAI claims that we give CA degree or degree which is equivalent to chartered accountancy. Now this is limits. If someone try to act like a CA institute, uses similar seal and name, claims to regulate CA profession, if someone tries to impersonate CA institute, that we give degree, then we regulate the profession, uses the same seal name, claims that we give degree, if they do this thing, again the punishment is applicable. In fact, such thing happened. There is a OPJC University in Rajasthan. And they were punished because they were offering and conducting a course in the name of Master of Chartered Accountancy, Master of CA, Bachelor of CA. They wanted to say that, okay, they are trying to act like a CA institute. They are bringing course related to chartered accountancy, and that too, Master of CA and Bachelor of CA. Darsh is saying, let's go, sir. Let's not just do only CA. Let's do Master of CA. Let's do Bachelor of CA. So that was extremely bad thing, and it was removed. They were punished for this. It's a wrong intention altogether. Impersonating. Now, this is section 25. Let's see. So first, if people are impersonating, they're faking chartered accountancy, faking COP, faking institute, punished. That is slide number 1. Now, chartered accountants cannot incorporate company for giving accountancy services. You cannot incorporate company and give accountancy services. You cannot give accounting consultancies. You cannot go for accounting consultancies, and you cannot go for you cannot give accounting services. It's prohibited. Accounting and auditing are very sensitive jobs. Accounting and auditing are very sensitive jobs. they should be done by individuals or they should be done by partners of partnership firm. Responsibility should be taken by individuals or partners of partnership firm. Responsibility should not be we don't want corporates, artificial entities to take responsibilities. We want real people to take responsibilities. So chartered accountants cannot incorporate company and give accountancy services. If they do it, they'll be furnished 1,000 first time and 5,000 second time. They cannot do it. It's a sensitive job. Let real people take responsibility. So C Act says you cannot give accountancy services by making a company. Company Act says you cannot make company for doing company audits. So one act prohibits overall accountancy services and one act prohibits audit services. Don't use corporate form. Use individual form and partnership form. But then yes, MCC is an exception. Management consultancy company is an exception. In that we don't do exactly accountancy, we go for consultancy. Okay. Further, we all know that so section 25 says don't use corporate form for practice. MCC is an exception. Use individual or partnership form. And we know section 141(2) of Companies Act, which says that if you follow partnership form for doing practice, only that partner who is chartered accountant, who is CA having COP, only that partner can sign. Only that partner should do audit and sign audit reports. Shall be authorized to act and sign on behalf of the firm. That's simple. We cannot use corporate form. That's point number 1. We can use traditional forms, and in traditional forms, chartered accountants sign on behalf of firm. That is fine. And then there's an interesting point. We can do practice in individual form, in partnership form, both Partnership Act under 1932. Partnership Act under 1932 and LLP Act in 2000. LLP Act, correct? 2008, I think. Yeah. Now, but then if company becomes partner in LLP, that means company is trying to indirectly enter into the accounting profession. If company becomes partner in LLP, then such LLP again cannot provide accountancy services engaged into practice. Therefore, in short, LLP should not have companies as partner, otherwise they will not be able to practice. So it's very interesting. There are penalties for wrongdoings and there are restrictions and prohibitions of corporate form for accountancy services. Use traditional forms. And if there is an indirect entry, if someone becomes partner in LLP, again that is not allowed. So point number 1 was impersonating, not allowed. Don't try to fake it, not allowed, you will be punished. Using corporate form, not allowed. Then forgery. If a non-CA does forgery, signs any professional document on behalf of practicing CA. If non-CAs, they remember the membership number, they use anyone's membership number to sign professional documents on behalf of practicing your firm. If you're doing it first time, fine of 5,000 to 1 lakh rupees. If non-chartered accountants, till the time you are faking it that you are a chartered accountant or you are a COP holder, it was 1,000, 5,000 fine. But now you are forging audit reports, financial statements, certificates, that is extremely bad. You're forging documents, yaar. You're forging audit reports, you're forging financial statements, you're forging certificates. That is extremely bad. That is poor. signs any professional document on behalf of practicing without authority, you are forging documents, forgery is getting done, you are doing forgery, that's extremely bad. Extremely bad. Basically, forgery is done. Penalty will start from 5,000 to 1 lakh. Now, this increases drastically. You are misleading people. Yeah, because of UDIN, now this is difficult. Because of UDIN, it is difficult. But if anyone gets UDIN details also, then they may be able to do it. But then it's an old law. Because of the concept of UDIN, such forgery will be very difficult. Very difficult. If it is being done first time, 5,000 to 1 lakh. Then second time, it doubles up, 10,000 to 2 lakhs. Simply it doubles up. That's it. Now, let's understand. It's very simple and very important. Section 27. Section 27. Let's see. Now, guys, can we have how many branches we have? Can we have multiple branches? Of course. We can have multiple branches. We can have multiple branches. We can have many branches. We can have many branches. That's absolutely fine. We can expand our practice. But we need to ensure that quality services, good services are given in these branches. So CA Act section 27 says that it's absolutely fine, open branches, but then there should be a separate in charge. There should be a separate in charge. So you can have main office, then you can have branches, but the condition is there should be a separate in charge. Each branch should have a separate in charge. There should be a dedicated in charge, that you are in charge of so and so branch. That means for each and every branch, there should be a different separate in charge. You cannot put one person as in charge of two offices. Separate in charge, and this in charge should be a practicing chartered accountant. To maintain the quality, there should be a separate in charge. He should be a practicing chartered accountant. He should be either partner or employee. He should be either full-time partner or full-time employee. Full-time partner, partner is always partner or full-time employee. So you need a separate in charge. He should be a practicing chartered accountant having COP. Either he should be a partner or employee. Sir, can COP holder do job? Yes, he can do it. He can do job. We will discuss about this when we see clause 11. So wait for it. But as of now, just understand that yes, practicing chartered accountant can go for job. And it should be proved that he has active association. How it will be proved that there is an active association? Either he will be resident of the same city. If it is proved that he is resident of same city, then it is assumed that he is having active association. Or if he is not resident of same city, he should attend office at least for 182 days. He should attend office for at least 182 days. So it's very simple, 4 conditions. There should be separate in charge, you should be practicing CA, either a partner or full-time employee. Is an active association should be there. It's all about to maintain the quality of services. You cannot open branches and give it to MBAs and graduates to handle, or lawyers to handle. No. Or retired bankers to handle. No, that is not allowed. Now, there is an exception to this general rule. There are two exemptions or exceptions, you can say that. If a branch, if a second office, to be specific, if second office is within 50 kilometers from the municipal limits, So see guys, we have main office, then we are having municipal limits, we have main office, then we are having municipal limits, and from those municipal limits within 50 kilometers, if second office is within 50 kilometers, then that office is exempt. No need to have separate in charge. It is not required. Okay. Is it available for third, fourth and fifth? No, it is only for second office. One more office. If you open one more office within 50 kilometers of municipal limits, correct, you will not get exemption. Fourth office, you will not get exemption. Fifth office, you will not get exemption. So this exemption is not allowed for third, fourth and fifth offices. It's allowed only for the second office. Okay, if you are having so many branches, have so many in charge, not before that. So whenever firms want to expand, they have to think about it. Who is going to be the in charge? Now, next exemption. If office is in hilly region, so there's a hill at the top, you are having hilly region, then one or more office can be opened without separate in charge in plain area. See, you are in hilly region, and you may find that in some seasons, especially winter season, it is difficult that people will come to the hilly region, top region. So you may open a temporary office. In plain region without separate in charge for 3 months. For 3 months you can open it. There should be temporary board, no mention in official stationery. All correspondences should come to main office only. Intimate ICAI when you open the office, when you close the office. Okay. So if you are into hilly region and you feel that it's very difficult for people to come and go, then you can have one more temporary office in the plain region for 3 months with temporary board, no mention of official stationaries. You need to intimate ICAI when you do it, when you complete it, intimate them. And there is a controversy regarding winter season. They have said that intimation should be sent before winter season. So it is understood that they are going to face problem in winter season. Okay. What is the controversy? Recently, ICAI asked the case in RTP or MTP. There is a case of Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is a hill station. And it said that chartered accountant, they opened branch office. In the plain region. And there is no separate in charge. That's fine. For hilly region, you can open in plain region. Ensure these things. It's a temporary board, no mention official stationery or corresponding main office. Intimate ICAI when you open it and when you close it. And you can do it in winter season. But the problem is, in that ICAI has not taken winter months. They have taken April, May, June, something like that. which are in summer and rainy season. So IC has taken summer and rainy. They don't clearly specify this. We have to assume it is from municipal limits. See for see for solving the case, you need distance from municipal limits. Distance from actual office is not going to be of any use. Distance from actual office is not going to be of any use. Okay, are you getting this point? If no use at all. So whatever they say, we assume that this distance is from municipal limit, then only we'll be able to solve the case. Otherwise, we'll not be able to solve the case. Okay. A member can be in charge of two offices if it is located in one and the same accommodation. If it is in the same, you are saying the two offices are there. One is audit office, one is tax office in the same premises, same same premises, same floor. You can have one common in charge. If two offices are located in one and same accommodation, that means it is next to each other, something like that, next to each other, same complex next to each other. You can have one in charge for two of them. Fine. Now regarding the name board, with regard to use of name board, there will be no bar to putting up the name board in place of residence. You can, at your residence, you can put your chartered accountant, write your name, C. Ravi Taori, with designation of chartered account. But don't put name plate or name board, put name board of individual. Don't put name board of firm. If you put it for firm, it may be considered as branch and you need a separate in charge. For name board, it is simple. Individual name should be put on the name board and not firm's name. Firm's name should not be there. So, guys, that was very interesting regarding penalties and section 27. Now we are going ahead. That is, if you got any doubts, you can post it, guys. You can ask doubts in the live class, and if any of the doubt is not solved, you can simply put it. If any of the doubts is left out, not cleared in the class, put it on auditguru.in. Generally, chartered accountants, when you talk about CA firms, you don't write brothers, sons. You don't write that. Chartered accountants simply write two things, and company or and associates. And company or and associates. They don't put brothers and sons. Okay. There are two ways of writing the firm name, as I've explained just now. They are saying very simple thing. I think you are complicating it unnecessarily. They are very saying very simple thing. Suppose I am having a firm. I am having a firm, Taori, Gupta and Associates. At my office, I will put the name board Taori, Gupta and Associates, Chartered Accountants. But at home, I will put the name board CA Ravi Taori. Very simple thing. They are saying don't use firm's name at home. Don't put Taori, Gupta and Associate at your home. Firm name in front of firm's office and personal name in front of home. Always interpretation should be very simple and logical. Interpretation should be very simple and logical. It should come in common sense. If it is not coming in common sense, then that doesn't mean then it means it's not a proper interpretation. Okay. Now let's see, guys. It is section, what we saw just now was 24 to 28. We study a lot of details in quality review chapter and we study with the help of charts. So the origin is here. Section 28A to 28D deals with quality review. It says that quality review board should be formed. 5 members will be nominated from the council. So 5 members will be nominated from council. 5 members will be nominated by the central government. And chairperson will be nominated by again central government. So total 11 members, in totality 11 persons will be there, 5 coming from council and 6 coming from central government. So it is ultimately controlled by central government. These people will be from economy, those who are expert in economy or below that finance, business, accounting, law. They are going to come from different fields. What is going to be their function? They are going to have very simple function. Review quality of services given by chartered accountants. Are they giving quality services? After studying that, guide chartered accountants how they can improve and send recommendations to the council on what they can do to improve quality. It's very simple. See the quality of services, give suggestions to chartered accountants, give recommendations to council how to improve the quality. Now let's see, it's very simple now, it's not important. So guys, wherever questions are asked, those points are extremely important. Those points are extremely important, and apart from that, wherever we give marking of B and C, B maybe, they are little bit more important. Where there is no marking, they are less important. The first part of professional ethics is like that. And then once we start schedules, everything is important. Once we start schedule, every damn thing is important. That's going to be the main part of professional ethics. Now, let's see section 29. It's very simple. Reciprocity. What do you mean by that? If any country bans Indians, it says that Indian chartered accountants cannot come and work in our country in the field of accountancy. They ban Indians or Indian accountants to come and do any kind of work, job, practice in their country. So we can also ban them. Reciprocity. If they ban specifically Indians, we will ban specifically those people that you cannot come to India and do any kind of practice. You cannot work in India in any manner. Similarly, if any country wants to welcome, please come to our country and work with us, practice with us. Your members can get registered with us. Then we should also go. We should also go. We should also allow them that you can come to India, get registered with us, and do the practice. So MOUs. It's only an example here. The list is increasing on continuous basis. So we have MOU under section 29. If they restrict us, we restrict them. They welcome us, we welcome them. We sign MOUs and MRAs. List is increasing. England and Wales, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland. Generally, members of this institute have to pass 4 papers to get ICI membership. So after completing their degree in by respecting institute, they can come to India, pass 4 papers and get ICI membership. Then, so 29 is reciprocity. 29A, central government will make rules how elections will take place. Very simple. How elections will take place, not important, just have one time read it is. How election will take place, who will be the presiding officer who sees elections are taking place properly, how nominations to the councils will take place, how disciplinary committees will function, how investigations will happen, how quality review board will function. So central government can make rules for all these things. Then section 30, council has power to make regulations in specified areas. Council has power to make regulations in specified areas. These areas are similar to functions of council. These should be approved by central government and notified in official gazette. That's what we know. Even if council make regulation, it doesn't get applicable immediately. So council has to make regulations, send to the government that you approve it, and then they put it in official gazette, then it becomes official. So in CA Institute can make regulations, but then it's up to government. It's up to government to approve them and bring it to the official gazette. So 29A is simple reciprocity. 29A is about rules. Section 30 is about regulations, how regulations are formed. CA Institute will make it, government will approve it, it will be printed in the official gazette, it comes to the force. You always find this. You will get information from the institute, but it takes time to things become official, legally applicable. Then, after Satyam scam, 30A was inserted. Central government has power to make or amend regulations. 30B, all rules, regulations and notifications should be laid in front of Parliament. Parliament can ask questions on it and challenge it. Till now, nothing like this has happened. That means they have not challenged anything. 30C, central government can give direction to council, dissolve council, appoint temporary council, conduct elections for new council. So they can give directions. More than that, they can dissolve the complete council. They can appoint temporary people. They can conduct they can have new elections and again have a council. 31, 32, 33 are not relevant at all. So these are further miscellaneous things, not very important. Having just one read is sufficient. So guys, congratulations, we are through with the complete CA Act. But then the most important thing, schedules, we are starting with the schedules. We saw wonderful background and we saw from section 1 to section 33, a lot of important things. Wherever questions are asked, that is extremely important. Apart from that, I have given the markings also. And if you do these important things, PARAM question bank and MCQ, you are fully prepared for the exam. Fully prepared for the exam. Generally in professional ethics, they have tendency of repeating the questions. They repeat a lot of questions. Now, we have first schedule and second schedule, and we are going to have very interesting way of remembering it. We will remember all the clauses within few minutes. Okay. So now, part 1 is having 12 clauses. Part 1 is having 12 clauses. Part 2 is having 2 clauses. Part 3 is having 3 clauses. And then part 4 is having 2 clauses. In totality, it is 19 clauses. So first, and it's extremely important. Don't worry, I am going to make you retain all the clauses with numbers with no efforts at all, effortlessly. We are going to use image recognition technique. The most important thing which is there in professional ethics, these are the schedules. So first part and last part. First part is very big, 12 clauses. Last part is small, 2 clauses. In between, part 2, 2 clause, part 3, 3 clause. In totality, we have 19 clauses. When we talk about second schedule, part 1, we have 10 clauses. Part 2, we have 4 clauses. Part 3, we have 1 clause. And it is 15. In totality, there are 34 clauses. It's a complete list that these 34 things will be considered as misconduct. Majority of them are regarding our professional life. That's a professional misconduct. Some of them, they are for both our professional life as well as personal life. So that will be other misconduct. Now, let's see wonderful technique. Let's see wonderful technique to remember. Wonderful technique to remember all the clauses. It's very simple, guys. I call it image recognition technique. You will be able to remember almost all of them effortlessly with proper numbers. Okay, just focus on the images. Don't read anything. So first we can see photo of Nargis Fakri. Then we can see blue color shirt, that is Mr. Paresh Rawal. Then next image we can see we have Alia Bhatt, and next we have Prabhudeva. Okay, so we have four celebrities, actors and actresses. So Nargis, Paresh Rawal, Alia Bhatt, Prabhudeva. Now they have 4 cars. We can see white color car, that is Scorpio. Black color, that is Audi. Brown color, that is Duster. And then red color, that is Camry. Toyota Camry. Communication with previous auditor. Now don't read the text. Camry. So we are through with the 8 clause. Very simple. Nargis, first clause is regarding who can practice in the name of CA firm. Practicing in name. Who can practice in the name of CA firm, CA firm. We are going to see the clauses. Right now we are simply seeing shortcut. So Nargis is about name, on the name of CA firm, who can practice. Then Paresh Rawal, paying share of the fees, to whom we can pay share of the fees. We'll see it later. Then Alia Bhatt, accepting share of the fees, with whom, from whom we can accept share of the fees. Then we have Prabhudeva, with whom we can do partnership. So Nargis is about name, in the name of CA in practice, who can function, paying share of the fees. Alia Bhatt, accepting share of the fees. Prabhudeva, partnership clause. No need to remember the numbers. You will remember numbers automatically. Nargis name 1. Partnership Prabhudeva 4. Numbers will come automatically. In exams, we have to specify exact clause number so and so, part number so and so, first schedule. Exact clause number, part number, schedule number. And this is the best way to remember it. So white is Scorpio. Scorpio, it is regarding securing work. You cannot use illegal means for securing work. Then we have Audi. that is for Audi. We cannot do advertisements. We cannot advertise our professional achievements. We cannot do that. It is prohibited. We'll study about all these things. Don't worry. Then duster is for designation. We cannot use any other. So we have section number 7 and clause number 7 talking the same thing about the designation. Then Camry, communication with previous auditor. Communication with previous auditor needs to be done. You should always ask previous auditor, is everything fine? Is everything fine? You should always ask that. It's very simple. Nargis, who can practice in name of the CA firm? Paresh Rawal, paying share of the fees. Ali Abad, accepting share of the fees. Prabhudeva, it's about partnership. Scorpio, who can secure work for CA in practice? Can CA in audit? Can he do advertisements? Then designation, and then communication with previous auditor. So see, numbers you will remember automatically. There are 4 actor actresses, 4 cars, and then we have 4 places, cities to visit. Ranchi, you can see a temple, Ranchi. You can see a market, Firozabad market. You can see iconic Hotel Taj, that is Bombay. We can see Sai Baba's idol is there, so that is Shirdi. So we have Ranchi, we have Firozabad, we have Bombay, we have Shirdi. So 4 cities, they travel these 4 cities. Ranchi, it's about requirement, compliance of complying with requirement of Companies Act. Whether at the time of appointment Companies Act was followed. Then Firozabad is regarding fees. Bombay is about business or occupation, other business occupation. Then Shirdi is regarding who can sign. We are going to see this later. Who will sign? Ranchi is requirement of Ranchi requirement of Companies Act. Firozabad fees. Bombay business. Shirdi signature. So listen, guys. There are 4 actor actresses. Then 4 vehicles. Then they visit these 4 places. Ranchi requirement, Firozabad fees, Bombay business, Shirdi signature. So we are through with the 12 clauses. We are through with 12 clauses, guys. We are yet to enter each and every clause. It's very simple. Then second part has 2 movies. Ek Tha Tiger, Ashiki 2. Ek Tha Tiger. So that becomes emoluments. Whenever emoluments, that's simply remuneration. Whatever you get for giving your services, that is called emoluments, remuneration. So first schedule part 2, Ek Tha Tiger and Ashiki 2. Ek Tha Tiger, that is for emoluments. Regarding emoluments, we'll study it later. Part 1 is for CA in practice. Part 1 is for CA in practice and part 2 is for CA in service. Those who are doing job, can they share their salary with anyone? And accepting, can they share fees from anyone? So these are going to be basically copy of above points, paying share of the fees and accepting share of the fees. That was clause 2 and 3. This is clause 1 and 2. So we got 12 images, 12 clauses. 2 images, 2 clauses. Then they were hungry. They had fafda. That is regarding fellow chartered accountants. Then rasgulla. If you don't reply to the institute, it will become misconduct. If you don't reply to government authorities, it is a misconduct in decided cases. If you don't reply, it is clause 2, part 3, first schedule misconduct. Then so here first fafda and then something sweet, rasagulla, and now something better, so tea. So if we are adding more 3 clauses and then last schedule part 4. Last schedule, and Part 4, first schedule, part 4 is for other misconduct. If chartered accountant is punished with imprisonment, if he's going to jail, imprisonment, irrespective of professional personal reason, it is assumed as other misconduct. If you go to jail, other misconduct. We'll see it later. Obviously, not more than 6 months. If you go to jail more than 6 months, it is other misconduct under second schedule. Let's see. As I said, we are going to see all these clauses one by one later. If you do something which brings disrepute to the institute, again misconduct. Clause 2, part 4, first schedule. So in totality, we have 19 clauses, 4 actor actress, 4 vehicles, 4 cities, that is 12. 2 movies, that is part 2. 3 things to eat, that is part 3. And then part 4 is for other misconduct, 2 clauses. Imprisonment and disrepute. Now we'll see these clauses one by one. So guys, if anyone asks you clause, simply recollect the images. Moment you find the image, you can automatically find details. You can automatically find the number. Easily you can find the number. Okay. If you got any doubts, please ask me. Darsh is discussing altogether a different thing. I didn't understand your concern. I didn't understand your concern. I have certified copies through RTI, but I didn't get it. You applied for certified copies, correct? You applied for certified copies through RTI and you didn't get the certified copies. This is what you want to say? Darsh, you can call me between 7 to 7:30 in the evening. I have given my numbers. I don't think this is the correct time to discuss about the RTI. We can discuss doubts into professional ethics. I've given my numbers. You can call me between 7 to 7:30. We can talk about it. Right now we can discuss. Okay. Now guys, let's start with clauses one by one. Very simple. First schedule, part 1 is applicable to all the chartered accountants in practice, irrespective of whether they are working as an individual chartered accountant individual chartered accountant, one man army, or they have made a proprietor firm where there are, along with chartered accountant, there are employees who are working, or they are having a partnership firm. First schedule, part 1 is applicable to all the chartered accountants in practice, whether individual, proprietor, or firm. Now, what clause 1 says? Again, this clause is regarding maintaining the quality. Suppose a CA opens up office. There's a practicing chartered accountant opens up office. There's a proprietary firm or there's a partnership firm. Okay. To maintain quality of services which are given in CA offices, what clause 1 says that? Clause 1 says that final services can be given independently. Final services can be given independently only by final services can be given independently in the name of CA firm can be given by a person who is in practice, a chartered accountant who is in practice, and second, he should be either partner of the firm or employee of the firm. What they want to say? Listen. So just imagine about it. There is a big CA firm. As I said, Taori, Gupta and Associates. Taori, Gupta and Associates is a big CA firm. And there are a lot of people working there. Clients come. So tax advisory is given. Tax returns are filed. Accounting consultancy is given. Audit services are given. And a lot of financial services are given. Different services are given. Now, in the firm, clients can be handled independently and final services of taxation, finance, accounting, etc. can be given by whom? Can article do it? Can article handle assignments independently and give final services? No. Can we appoint a graduate to give services on behalf of the firm? No. Clients can be handled independently and final services can be given by knowledgeable people. Who can do it? Who can give services on behalf of CA firm? These people should be knowledgeable and trustworthy. So, final independent services can be given on behalf of CA firm only by a person who is chartered accountant in practice. Only by a person who is chartered accountant in practice. And secondly, he should be associated with the firm either as a partner or an employee. Two conditions are there to ensure that quality people are giving quality services. So it's very simple. Can we appoint BCom, MCom, MBA and CFPs to give independently services on the name of the firm? No. CA in practice is required. Can we operate it like a shop? That's what happens in shops. One brother comes, other brother goes. Can we ask our brothers to sit in the office and give services? Brothers, sisters, spouse to give services? No. Can we appoint any? Can we give this? Can we appoint any chartered accountant who is not in practice to give services independently? No. It can be given only by CA in practice. Can it be any CA? No. He has to be associated with the firm, either as a partner or employee. Can we appoint CPA, CFA, FRM? No. He should be C. So there are two conditions. He should be CA in practice, associated as a partner or employee. It's very simple. To maintain quality of services, clients and assignments can be handled independently and final services can be given only on behalf of the firm, only by whom? Chartered accountant in practice, associated as a partner or associated as an employee. Is point clear? There's only one case. There's only one case. See, we have only one case is there where we'll cover them in Q&A session. We are going to cover that. Very simple case is there. Now listen guys. So once we first explain the logic of the clause, then the clause itself, and then we explain, and then we give the bare act also. Bare act also. See what we have written. Try to write all the content as given in below clause. To cram language is difficult for few. It's not necessary to write each and every word as it is, but the content and its meaning should be same with all points covered. So don't try, what you can do, you cannot cram each and every word. See, first line is always common in all the clauses. A chartered accountant in practice is deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct. What they're saying, we will assume that chartered accountant has done wrong thing if so and so activity is done. So we are not bothered whether any third party is harmed, whether anyone incurred the losses, whether it was intentional, unintentional. If this activity is done, but this activity will be done. Okay. But we will deem that it is if this activity is done, we will assume that a misconduct is done. So always write this statement. A chartered accountant in practice will be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if following activity is done. What is following activity? If you allow any person other than CA in practice, who is employed as partner or employee with the firm to practice, if you appoint anyone other than so and so to practice independently in name of the firm, fine. You can explain your own words. You can put one sentence as it is and then you can explain in your own words. See, clauses are drafted in negative manner. Misconduct, if this wrong thing is given, okay, sometimes it is difficult to understand. So when we explain what is allowed. This is allowed. It is easy to understand, easy to retain. So understand in this manner, think in this manner, solve cases in this manner. But when you have to write in this manner. Give this first sentence and use your own words to explain it. Okay. Now, next is, and this may be the last clause for the day. There is clause number 2. Lot of cases. CNO 660, 662, 662.010. Lot of cases are there. Let's see, guys. It's very simple. A practicing chartered accountant can pay or agree to pay or allow share of his fees, share of the profits, can pay share of the fee, share of the profits as brokerage, commission, or in any name, only with limited people. See, clause number 2 says that, guys, When we share fees with others, when others work with me, work together, we share the fees. So they are saying a practicing chartered accountant can share his work and share his fees with only ethical people. With only ethical people. And they have given list of 6 persons. 6 persons. Number one, a chartered accountant in practice can share work and fees with, first is with chartered accountant. That's common sense. We can share work and share fees with chartered accountants. Then we can do it with our partners. Yes, we can do it. That's why you have entered into partnership. That's why you have entered into partnership. So you can do it with, you can share fees with the partner. You can share fees with retired partner. Yeah, sometimes this happen that retired partner taught us many things. Taught us many things. Is very important person who has helped us a lot, and we promise to share fees with him even after he has retired from the firm. It's allowed. You can share fees with partner, retired partner. Sometimes partner may die, and in partnership agreement it is written, if someone dies, then his share of the profit should be given to legal hire for so many years. They are going to explain that we should still pay them share of the profits for so many years. That is to help the family. So sharing can happen with the legal hire of the deceased, the partner who has died, but provided it should be specified in partnership deed. It should be specified. It should not be a new thing altogether. It should be already given in the partnership deed. So sharing with the chartered accountant, sharing work and money with chartered accountant is a common sense. Then partners is again common sense. That's why we have partnerships. Partners, retired partners, legal heir of the deceased partner. And apart from that, we can share it with others. Now others, who are others? Members of prescribed bodies. We can share work and fees with professionals, members of prescribed bodies, with other professionals also. We can share our work and fees with members of other professional bodies also. So we'll have to see the list of the professional bodies. We can share work and fees with persons who are having good qualifications. So list is given regarding qualification also. It's very simple. We can do sharing with chartered accountants, we can do with partners, we can do with others whose professional bodies and qualifications are specified. Whose professional bodies where things are specified. Now let's see. Let's see. Now there's a regulation 53A. Regulation 53A which gives list of professional bodies. List of professional bodies with whose members we can share the fees. See, just think about it. What are the popular courses we do along with CA? What are the popular courses we do along with CA? Along with CA, you people do CS. So you can share fees with member of CS Institute. People do CWA. You can share fees with cost accountants, member of ICA. Then people do LLB also. You can share fees with bar with members of Bar Council of India. Then some people rarely, so I have arranged in a sequence. Many people do CS, so that is at the top. Then some do CWA, some do LLP, and rarely people do actuary course. So you can Indian Institute of Actuary, you can share fees with them also. So you can share fees with CS Institute, Cost Institute members, CS Institute members, Cost Institute members, members of Bar Council of India, members of Indian Institute of Actuaries. Correct? And instead of other, we can say, in new, we can say other. Sharing can be done by Indian Institute of Architect, members of Indian Institute of Architect also. Out of 5, 4 are very famous, very popular. Very famous, very popular. You can do sharing with them. And one is other, not very popular. We can do sharing with members of Indian Institute of Architect. Then we can do sharing with people having prescribed qualifications. So Regulation 53A gives us 2 lists. List of professional bodies, and it also gives list of qualifications. Now, first 5 are same. If a person is qualified CS, qualified CWA, cost accountant, qualified CWA, CMA, qualified LLB, qualified actuary, qualified architect. Sir, what is difference between these 2 lists? See, once you clear the exams, we say that you have qualified. And once you complete articleship, get the membership number, then you become the member. So we can say that there is a very small difference. Clearing exams make you qualified, and fulfilling other requirements and getting the membership number makes you member. So even if you have not become the member, still work and fee sharing can be done with you. We can do sharing with qualified CS, qualified CWA, qualified LLB, qualified actuary, qualified architect. Then can we do, and then they have added extra to BE Tech. When you do engineering from any college, you get BE degree, Bachelor of Engineering. If you do it from the national institutes, you become B Tech. So we can share work and money with the engineers also and MBAs also, irrespective of whether the services are rendered in India or outside India. So guys, it's very simple, straightforward. Okay. So we have 2 lists, list of professional bodies and list of qualifications, and 5 things are common. There are extra 2 things in qualification. There is a small difference. When you clear exams, you become qualified, and when you fulfill more things, you become member of the institutes. Let's see these cases quickly. Can we do sharing with employees? Can we share fees with employees in the name of, in any office allowance? If employee is covered in the clause, we can do it. If it is not covered in any of the clauses, if he is not a chartered accountant, he is not a chartered accountant, he is not partner or related to them, he is not member of professional body, he is not having qualifications, if he is not falling in these categories, we cannot share fees with him. If any problem is silent, we always take assumption in such a manner that the person is guilty. If sharing is happening with the employee, no details are given, that means he is not caught in the clause, it is a contravention of clause, it will be considered as professional misconduct. Then, can we do sharing with the finance company? So CA does a very intelligent thing. Give me loan at 6% and at low interest rate, I will share profits with you. Finance company is not in the list. Is not in the list. Not allowed. Can he share percentage of fees with cooperative societies? No. He is doing cooperative audits. He is doing cooperative audits. And whatever fees he is getting from cooperative audit, he is sharing with the state government. Sir, what is this? Some state government says that if you get fees from doing audit of cooperative society, then 4 to 5%, maybe some percentage of the fees should be given to state government as administrative charges, as a contribution towards administrative charges or administrative cost. Can this sharing be done? State government is not in the list. State government is not in the list. Can sharing be done? Answer is yes. It is not a voluntary sharing. It is not a voluntary sharing. It is a mandatory sharing as per the law made by state government. So I will say that it is like a tax. It is not a voluntary sharing. It is like a tax. It is allowed. It is not voluntary sharing. It's like a tax. It is allowed. Can we do sharing with CPA and CFA? Can we do sharing with CPA and CFA? CPA and CFA, they are not covered in professional bodies. They are not covered in professional qualifications. Not allowed. What if qualifications are from foreign universities? These qualifications should be from, it should be Indian recognized. It should be recognized as per Indian law. The answer is no. It should be recognized as per, qualifications should be recognized as per Indian law. Then only we can do sharing. Okay. Now, if partnership firm partner dies, widow is paid share of the profits, and it is written in the partnership deed. Sharing with the widow, that is legal hire. We are sharing with legal hire. It is definitely allowed. Last question. So you go back home after earning money and you share 50% of earning with the spouse, with the wife, or husband or wife, as the case may be. You're sharing fees with the wife, profits with the wife, or sharing it with your parents. Will that be allowed? Will that be allowed? Whether sharing with the relatives, will that be allowed? Okay. Answer is, no. Answer is yes. It is allowed. Sharing with relatives is a application of income. This is applicable for professional sharing. Clause number 2 is applicable for professional work and money sharing. It is not for personal sharing. So no problem at all. Not clause 2 not applicable. It is like application of income. I can do anything with what money I have earned. Not applicable to personal sharing with relatives, charity, God. Some people share profits with God. That's absolutely fine. No problem. So guys, we'll stop here. We are through with clause number 2. Tomorrow we are going to see very important clauses, because we may see clause number 6 and 7, the most important clauses. Clause 6 and 7. Bye everyone.